Okay, this is a tutorial of how to install open broadcast software on your MacBook computer or your Mac desktop. Just hop on Google, type in open broadcast software, head to their website. The download is free. You'll select your platform. On Mac, you're going to want to hit allow, obviously. Once the download is finished, you will go to your downloads folder, open. It'll drop that onto your desktop, and you're just going to have this little folder right here pop up. You'll drag OBS to applications, and that should take care of it for you. I'm going to eject this. It's on the desktop over here where you can't see. I'll open my Finder and show you this. Under Applications, you'll have OBS. That's Open Broadcast Software. Double-click to open it, just like any other program. Go ahead and allow that. I'm going to click OK. Close my Applications tab. I have a very complex password, as you can tell. It's quite secretive. Click check, quit now. Anytime you allow a new function like that, you're going to have to quit. So we're going to optimize for streaming. If you wanted to record your program, maybe you're doing a church service and you want to document it for later. Maybe you're doing something for a nonprofit or a marketing company. You can go ahead and optimize that for recording. There's also, I will only be using the virtual camera, but most people who are going to watch this tutorial and are interested in this are going to be interested in streaming. So optimize that for streaming. This is 1080 right here. 1920 by 1080 is the canvas you're going to want. And definitely do 60 or 30. If you're more advanced, some of you might know other frame rates, but most digital cameras, pretty much everything you're going to hook up to this is going to operate in 60 or 30 frames per second. You can also do 59 on a lot of devices and with a lot of digital cameras, but 60 should work with 59. It's only touchy usually when it's hardware, but software, if it's a digital camera to a digital program like OBS on a device like this, shouldn't have too much of a problem with that. So next, you can select your service. I am a huge fan of YouTube. You can do Facebook Live. I know a lot of you will probably like Facebook Live, so you could go ahead and click that if that's what you wanted. It'll be very similar to set it up with Facebook Live as it is to YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and click YouTube. Now, if I was ready to stream right now, I could go ahead and get started at this exact moment. I didn't anticipate doing this. But if you were going to do this, I'll show you this really quickly, or as quickly as possible. I just tabbed back over to Safari. We're going to open a new tab. Go to YouTube. Got to type it in here. Wasn't ready for this part of the tutorial. I'm just kind of scatting here as I go. On YouTube, you would go to YouTube Studio. You have to be signed in to do that, obviously. YouTube Studio is a place where you can upload your content and monitor it. So what you'll do to get started with a new live stream, you can schedule your live streams for months, years in advance if you want to. You'll go to Content. Then once you're on Content, this is my uploads. This is where your live content will be. I've never done one as myself on YouTube. You would go to Create, go Live. And once you're here, it'll ask you if you want to set up to stream right now or do a later date. We'll do a later date. I'll show you what that looks like. We're going to do streaming software. This is where you schedule a stream. If you've already done a stream, it'll allow you to copy and paste the description, title, information from there. So we could do Gabriel Schray's OBS tutorial as the title. Description, I'd probably write something longer, like please join us for this exciting tutorial opportunity. I don't know, whatever you want it to be. And we're going to set this up to be Thursday at 7 p.m. Typically, you'd probably want to have a thumbnail or something to that order ready to go, but so create stream. Stream cannot be created. Try again. So I think the reason this is happening is because you have to verify your profile. So that's great to know for anyone who's going to try this out. If you have not used YouTube before to stream, it takes 24 hours to activate your account. So I figured I might run into that problem. I've done this before with other accounts. So let's see if I can just give an example real quick. We'll log into my company, create, go live. It's the same steps. Schedule stream. We'll reuse the settings from a previous stream. We'll do it on Thursday. We'll do it at 7. No, it's not made for kids. Create. And just like that, we'll have an upcoming stream. So what's cool about this is it creates an event, and you can share that link with people so that they'll be able to see this leading up to the event. Live in 2 days. It's got the time. It'll have the thumbnail, the title, your description will be here. So you can give people a place to go and share this on social media way in advance. And you can do some really complex stuff with this. Let's check in on the program I used to run.
You have access.
This is over at Adrian College. They're live right now, so it'll be cool to see how that's going live and in real time. We don't like this ad. I don't even wear glasses. I wear contacts. Hi, Space Cowboy. So this is cool. So this is an example. This is a different program, but this is a stream set up the same way I'm showing you how to use OBS. Let's tab back over to OBS and talk more about the settings that are there. So we could have dropped that stream key in there from the stream, but we're not going to do that. We're going to hit cancel. This is your interface. This is where you're going to stream from. You can start recording here. You've got your settings down here. This probably seems a bit overwhelming, but I'm going to show you exactly how this works as quickly as possible. Let me tab out of YouTube. That's very distracting to me. And then I'm going to stretch this out to the size of our recording so you can see it better. So here we go. You can have different scenes and different sources. So what's a scene do? Well, let me give you an example. So we've got scene 1, scene 2, and just for the heck of it, we'll do scene 3. Let's do scene 1. Scene 1, we will do an image, and this will be what we show our viewers leading up to the stream. This is the first time I've used this, so it's going to ask for permission to do things. We'll go to desktop. We'll hit OK. We're going to go with the AstroTurf logo. We'll drop that right on there. There we go. We've got the AstroTurf logo. OBS is really simple. It's very intuitive. You can just drag and drop things right on here. It's very, very simple, which is very good for a lot of people. And you know what? Maybe we'll decide we don't want scene 3 and we just want to go back to scene 1. But you could have, you could have the word thank you or whatever you want on scene 3 for after you're done streaming. I like to set it up to where my scenes are in the order that I want them on screen. But let's assume we want to do this really, really simple. Maybe it's our first time doing this. Our audience isn't used to it. We're not used to it. So we're going to keep it just as simple as possible. So we're just going to do our logo, and then we're going to do our streaming source. So right here is where we would add our sources. We'll do audio input capture. I'm not going to add it, but this is where you would add your mic. You would hit OK. Your device here, you could use the built-in mic, which is actually how I'm recording this. I'm not going to add it because it would ruin the recording. It would be very confusing. It did add it anyhow. That's great. So I'm going to get rid of that. Then you're going to go here again, and you could add anything here. You can do window capture, and you can capture everything that's playing on a window. You can do screen share, so it shows everything on the screen. I've streamed an entire film fest that way, and all I did was I did audio input capture. I used a program that captures the native audio of the desktop, and then I used a window capture. And all I did was I had it capturing half of the screen, so it would have been over here to the right, and I had OBS on the left side of the screen. And on the right side of the screen, I would play the films from the Film Fest, and the audio would be captured by the program and the audio input capture, and the video would be captured by the screen capture. So that's all it took. And I actually streamed an entire 11-hour Film Fest from a desktop just like that. It worked super well. So video capture device. You could add all kinds of cameras, all kinds of different ways using this, but just for this example's sake, we will use the built-in camera, and we're gonna have to hit OK, and hey, there I am. I know I'm very ugly. You're gonna have to look at me though, just for the sake of this example, guys. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying this. That's how simple this is though. So next you could hit start streaming. Now it won't work because I didn't add a stream key. If I had added a stream key to this, this is what would happen next. This is how you would add the stream key. Go to Settings, Stream, Service, YouTube, RTMP. You would paste your stream key right here. Then you would hit OK. I'm not going to. I'm going to hit cancel. You'd hit OK. That would give your stream key a place to send the footage. So it would be sending it to where that stream key is directed. In this case, it would be right here. So you would go back to YouTube or Facebook Live if that's where you had intended to go. We're going to go to your channel, back to YouTube Studio, back to content. This is going to be live content. Here's our party in place stream. So instead of clicking onto it and editing the details, we would go to the live control room. I know this is a lot of steps, but once you do it 2 or 3 times, you really get used to it. Now, what would be different on this menu that's not here now is if we were dumping something into that stream key, and I don't really know how to explain this. So what I'm going to say is if something was going to that stream key, think of your stream key as a highway, right? Each stream key is a different highway, and there are 100,000 highways at a time on YouTube, but this is your highway. This is US 127. This is US 61 South. This is the highway you want to take right now, and it's where you've told your video to go from inside of OBS. So if you had dumped to the correct stream key and hit start streaming in OBS as I showed you, this go live would be lit up blue and you would have a preview of your stream right here. So all you would do to actually go live on YouTube is press go live. Then whatever you're showing in the live window right here would be live. So for the start of our AstroTurf stream, maybe we'd have the logo and then we'd flash up. I'm just gonna hit the down key and that's it. And then you're live. Hey guys, Gabe Schray here for AstroTurf Corporation. Thanks for joining us. Please buy our fields. Please. These are very hard to sell. Please buy some fields. We really need to sell them. Just kidding, of course. But that's a quick overview of how you can use OBS live streaming software. And what's really great about how intuitive this is, this doesn't have to be a FaceTime camera. You need to understand that. And that's how you get good quality stuff. You can tie in cameras in a multitude of ways. And I can show you how to do that if you need an additional example of how to do that. But this software is really simple. I know it seems like there's a ton of options, but these things are actually pretty simple. You know, you can capture the output. So if you had a speaker hooked up to this, that would be capturing what's going out. That could work for the Film Fest as well, how I described that capture of the audio. Display capture would be, remember I described capturing half the screen. You saw me do an image, the AstroTurf logo. You can do a slideshow right in here for simplicity's sake. This is how you play videos. So we've done emergency streams. When I worked at Adrian College and ran ACTV, we would do emergency streams from OBS because our main software was down. And we would build the playlist of videos we usually had right in here. So you could hit media source, open video 1, media source, open video 2. Then you'll have 5 or 6 videos in that scene, and you can tab to that scene, and it's a pre-built 2.5 or 3 minute commercial break with all your videos right in it. You can do the same thing if you had 3 or 4 videos or just one. It could be one 15-minute video you want to play while you take a break during your event. Scene, siphon client, text, you can just type text right in there. Let's do some text. We've got text. We wanted to say thank you for watching. That's it. I didn't spell any of that right, but it's that easy, and just look at how intuitive that is. I'm a big fan of OBS, especially if you're not trying to shoot for the stars, right? If you're trying to have 5 cameras and take commercial breaks and you're streaming 5 things a week or, more than 2 things a week, buy Production Truck. Talk to me about Production Truck. Let's talk about something more complex. But if you're just, you're just trying to do a stream or 2 a week, or you're just getting started with it, use OBS. It's free. It's open broadcast software. It's very simple. There is tons of tutorials out there, tons of information on how to use this, and it's super easy to do. Running through the rest of those sources, that's pretty much it. You see the video capture device. You can do window capture. You can do a group of things, and we can tab back and forth between the scenes just like that. I can't think of much more you might need to see to get you started. I hope this hasn't been too intimidating. I can, if you have any questions, again, call me. I just wanted this to be something I had available to me to send out to people who have questions about streaming. These settings obviously are a little intimidating. This is your output. This is your bit rate of your videos. So if you're having internet problems, if you're somewhere with bad internet, you can knock that down a little bit. I would recommend Googling, what you should use. If you can help it, don't change that. You really shouldn't be using that much data to go live. It's really not that intensive, but sometimes it is. This is where your footage will get recorded. If you're recording instead of streaming, you can tell Open Broadcast software right where to save that. This is your audio settings. Wouldn't even play with this. If you're a starter, if you're not using advanced equipment, you shouldn't have any problems just using the standard settings. Again, this is 1080p. It's outputting in 720 though, even though we're building in 1080. That does prevent some loss. It's super unnecessary to do that, but it's something we do for broadcasting. If you're just doing a very simple, basic event, if you're not trying to reach 10, 20,000 people, don't bother, getting into all these settings, but that's part of it right there. If you do have a camera and you're trying to tie it in and you're having some problems, this is where some of your problems can be solved, is with frames per second. So, if you own a camera, it probably is not going to be shooting in 30 frames per second unless it's a security camera. It's probably going to be 5994 or 60. So you could change that in here to match that, or you can change it on your camera. Almost every DSLR or digital camcorder is going to have those settings in there, and you can change your frame rate to match what you need in your software. And that's also going to be something you run into. As soon as you get to that second camera, that's where things become significantly more complex. So if you're doing more than one camera, that's when I would start talking about a production truck or a Wirecast or something more complex. Hotkeys, again, really, if you're going to be doing hotkeys in OBS, just get production truck. Don't be messing with this. And that's pretty much it. This is your advanced settings. I don't even know what some of these mean. Replay is fantastic for sports, but I hope you don't need replay if you're coming to me. That's pretty much everything I can share with you in this quick tutorial. If you have additional questions, don't be afraid to reach out, and I hope this was very helpful and enlightening to you. Thank you.